Years ago, I wrote this article and even did a talk on it on stage. And I read back over it today and realized that this is a part of what I do in my work. And I wanted to share it with you today. So I start off with a short story that I created, and I'm going to read it to you. "Will you marry me?" said the heart to the head. "Once upon a time, there was a town where people lived from their hearts. For them, it was a land of possibilities. A place where whatever their heart's desire became their reality. Life was joyful. Everyone who lived there was filled with love and laughter, and it all echoed through the streets. Smiles adorned their faces, and they came from a place of pure love. And then one day, a stranger arrived. Now, the stranger was different. The stranger was always lost in thought, analyzing every moment, every action, every interaction. And when the townsfolk approached him with their open hearts and welcoming smiles, he shrank back. His mind raced. Why would anyone want to welcome me into their lives? I mean, to him, their warmth felt very suspicious. He couldn't fathom why they would act with such kindness towards someone they didn't know. You see, the stranger lived entirely in his head. And over time, the townsfolk still reached out to him and began to question why the stranger remained distant. And they wondered, what's wrong with us? Why won't he befriend us? And slowly their self-doubt grew. They began to think more and feel less. Their questioning turned inward, and soon their once vibrant, heart-centered lives shifted to a more head-centered existence. The joy and love that had once defined their world began to fade. They started coming from their heads. And you're wondering, okay, Denise, that's a great little story, but what are you trying to say here? And here's what I'm trying to say. And the truth of it all is somewhere in this story is you and how you're living your life. I mean, do you live from your heart or do you live from your head? Does one override the other, or can they work in harmony? I don't want to break it down for you. So your heart versus your head. Let's look at the difference. Your head is this repository of life's information. I mean, it stores everything you've been told by your parents, by your teachers, by your friends about how life should be lived. And it's also the home for memories, memories of hurt, failure, rejection, heartbreak. Those experiences can make your mind overly cautious, always analyzing situations to avoid further pain. And that logical, analytical approach can feel very safe and necessary. And it often comes with somewhat of a defeatist tone. I mean, the head operates from a place of what if and should I, and sometimes drowning out any possibilities with thoughts of doubt and feelings of doubt. Now, on the other hand, your heart, that's the home of your deepest desires and your intuition. It's that voice that whispers what truly lights you up, even when it doesn't feel or seem logical. The heart is where the joy, the love, the warmth reside. And when you live from your heart, you truly radiate a magnetic, positive energy that draws people toward you. You're hopeful, you're open to opportunities, and you're able to see the silver linings in even the toughest moments. So why do you want to use both? Why do you want to marry the two together? I go here, marry the two together. I mean, is it better to come from your heart or your head? I don't know. But I say, let's do both. The secret is not choosing one over the other. It's about learning to marry the two together. You see, the heart knows what it wants before the head can even catch up. The head eventually fills in the gaps and pretends that it planned it all along, the beauty of that head. And when you allow your heart to guide you and let your head support the process, This is where you create balance. Your decisions align, and both your desires and practicalities, your heart and your head, your intuition and your strategy will lead to a more fluid and fulfilling life. And how do you do this? Well, it's a process and it takes time. But let's break it down as simply as can. You got to start by becoming aware of what your head is saying, that inner chatter, and also dive into your heart on what is being expressed, the gut feelings, your desires, your dreams. And trying not to let one override or overpower the other, you got to listen to both. You got to let your heart and your head collaborate, weighing those analytical thoughts alongside with the feelings of intuition and joy. And when you're able to do that, that partnership creates that balance you're looking for. It allows you to move through your life more confidently and more easily. Because what I say is this, the marriage between your head and your heart, that's the key to living authentically and boldly. Because when you're able to do this, the beauty of this union is what will get you where you need to go. And it all lies within you. So who do you listen to? The head first or the heart first? Or do you go with the heart, let the desires be spoken to your head, and the head go, yeah, I gotcha. Let's go do that. Just saying. Allow your heart and your head to collaborate, to be together, to align with everything that you want. That's the key.